Good morning children, welcome to the class for 10th standard, second language English, poem 6, Ballad of the Tempest. This poem is written by James T. Fields. Now let us know about the poet. James Thomas Fields, born on December 31st, 1817, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Died on April 24th, 1881, Boston, Massachusetts. He is an American author and leading publisher in the United States. His father was a sea captain and died before Fields was 3. He and his brother were raised by their mother and her siblings, their Aunt Mary and Uncle George. His first published poetry was included in Portsmouth Journal in 1837, but it drew more attention when on September 13th, 1838, he delivered his anniversary poem to the Boston Mercantile Library Association. A number of his works are collected in his book Ballads and Verses, published in 1880. This volume contains the poem The Ballad of the Tempest. Okay children, now let us move to a pre-reading activity. Now I will give information about two great athletes. Okay. After that I will ask you some questions about Bhakti Sharma. Bhakti Sharma is born on 30th November 1989. He is an Indian open water swimmer. Sharma is the first Asian woman and the youngest in the world to set a record in open swimming in Antarctic waters. Sharma swam 2.3 km in 41.14 minutes at a temperature of 1 degree Celsius, breaking the record of Lynn Cox, USA and Lewis Pugh, Great Britain. Bhakti Sharma has swum in all 5 oceans of the world. Besides swimming in or across 8 other seas and channels, she was awarded the Tenzing Norgay Award. Now let us know about Chloe McCardle. Chloe McCardle, born on 10th May 1985, is an open water swimmer and swim coach from Melbourne, Australia. Australian endurance swimmer Chloe McCardle has broken the men's world record for the most number of swims across the English Channel. She took 10 hours and 40 minutes to complete her 35th Channel crossing, exceeding the record of 34 held by Kevin Murphy, a 71-year-old swimmer from Britain, by 1 lap. McCardle is now only one place short of breaking the English Channel world record that is currently held by another woman, Alison Streeter, who is known as the Queen of the English Channel and has completed the swim 43 times. Okay children, now I will ask some questions about these two great personalities. Okay. First question, what do these women involved in? Come on, tell me. Correct, they are swimmers. Yes, these two women are athletes or swimmers. Second question, what kind of swimmers are these two women? Come on, tell me. Yes, some of you are telling. Exactly correct. These two are open water swimmers. So let us go to next question. Who is the youngest swimmer to achieve open swimming the Antarctic Ocean? Come on, tell me. Correct, Bhakti Sharma. Yes, Bhakti Sharma is the youngest swimmer to achieve open swimming in Antarctic waters. Fine. So let us move to next question. What made them to achieve this feat? Yes, they could achieve this extraordinary feat because of their strong determination. So they had a strong desire, strong determination. Yes. In this poem also we are going to learn about the bravery and the difficulties they have faced on the voyage. Okay. So let me give introduction to the poem. Ballad of the Tempest is written by James Thomas Fields The poem is a ballad. Ballad means ಲಾವಣಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಲಾವಣಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಡೋ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಹಾಡಿನ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ, ಲಾವಣಿ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಸ್. Once a ship was caught by the violent storm at midnight. All the sailors were crowded in the cabin. Yes, this is a story in overnight. ಇಡೀ ರಾತ್ರಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ ಇದು. Voyage on the sea is an adventurous task. In this poem, the sailors had to face great danger. So that we can say peril also. Sailors were in silence out of fear. The strongest brave person had held his breath. The sea was roaring like a hungry lion. Yes, children. God upon the ocean was the same as on the land. God is everywhere. Man has to have faith in God. So we can say God is omnipresent, omniscient. ಅಂದರೆ ಗಾಡ್ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಯಾಮಿ, ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ದ ಪೋಯಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪೆಸ್ಟ್. ಬ್ಯಾಲಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೆಮೊರೈಸೇಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ 4 marks. Okay. So this poem is sung by Madam Srishaila. So let us listen to the poem.
Ballad of the Tempest by James Thomas Fields. We were crowded in the cabin. Not a soul would dare to sleep. It was midnight on the waters, and a storm was on the deep. 'Tis a fearful thing in winter to be shattered by the blast, and to hear the rattling trumpet thunder cut away the mast. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest held his breath, while the hungry sea was roaring, and the breakers talked with death. As thus we sat in darkness, each one busy with his prayers, "We are lost," the captain shouted as he staggered down the stairs. But his little daughter whispered as she took his icy hand, "Isn't God upon the ocean just the same as on the land?" Then we kissed the little maiden, and we spake in better cheer, and we anchored safe in harbor when the morn was shining clear.
I hope you have listened to the poem. Yes, let me recite. Okay. We were crowded in the cabin, not a soul would dare to sleep. It was midnight on the waters, and a storm was on the deep. 'Tis a fearful thing in winter to be shattered by the blast, and to hear the rattling trumpet thunder cut away the mast. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest held his breath, while the hungry sea was roaring, and the breakers talked with death. As thus we sat in darkness, each one busy with his prayers, "We are lost," the captain shouted, as he staggered down the stairs. But his little daughter whispered as she took his icy hand, "Isn't God upon the ocean just the same as on the land?" Then we kissed the little maiden, and we spake in better cheer, and we anchored safe in harbor when the morn was shining clear. Let us understand the poem. Let us go to glossary words. Okay. Ballad. So what is the meaning? A narrative composition in rhythmic verse suitable for singing. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಾವಣಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ. ಕೋಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಯ್ಯ is a Tulu ballad which was written 500 years ago. Let us move to next glossary word. Tempest means a violent storm. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಅಥವಾ ಚಂಡಮಾರುತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. The boat that went for fishing was caught in a tempest. Let us move to next glossary word. Cabin, a private room on a ship or boat. Yes, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಹಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳ ಕೋಣೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. The captain of ship sits in the cabin and monitors the voyage. Let us move to next glossary word. Shatter, to break apart. ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಒಡೆದು ಚೂರಾಗುವುದು. Noisy motorbikes shatters the calmness. Let us move to next glossary word. Rattle, meaning is to make a rapid succession of ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ನಾಯ್ಸಸ್. ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಕಟಕಟ ಶಬ್ದ ಮಾಡುವುದು. ಎಸ್. ಈಚ್ ಬೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಂಡರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲೌಡ್ ಎನಫ್ ಟು ರ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ದ ವಿಂಡೋ ಪೇನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೌ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಲೋಸರಿ ವರ್ಡ್. ಶಡರ್, ಟು ಶೇಕ್. ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ನಡುಕ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಶಾಲಿನಿ shuddered when her mother touched her as if she was afraid. Now let us move to the next glossary word. Stout, meaning is brave, determined. ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಬಲಿಷ್ಠ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಚ್ಚೆದೆಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Bhima was the stoutest man among the Pandavas. Now let us move to next glossary word. Stagger, meaning is to come unsteadily. ಭದ್ರವಾಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲದ ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. After Varun was attacked, he managed to stagger to the phone and call for help. Now let us move to the next glossary word. Anchor, meaning is a metal device attached to a ship or boat by a cable. ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಲಂಗರು ಅಥವಾ ಆಧಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. The ship's anchor is attached to an enormous chain. Now let us move to the next glossary word. Harbor, meaning is space for ship. ಬಂದರು ಅಥವಾ ರೇವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. New Mangalore port is the deepest inner harbor of the west coast. Let us move to the next glossary word. Breakers, meaning is large turbulent waves moving towards land. Yes. ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ದಂಡೆಗೆ ಒಡೆಯುವ ಅಲೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. The waves are moving towards the beach. ದಂಡೆಗೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಅಲೆಗಳು. The breakers came tumbling onto the shore. Okay students, now let me summarize the poem. The Ballad of the Tempest is a simple narrative poem covering the incident from midnight to morning. As I told you, this poem is incident which took from night to morning. In the beginning, crew members were crowded in the cabin as the ship was on the storm and they thought their end was near. They were unable to sleep as they thought that the strong wind would cut away the mast. They shuddered at the thought of hungry sea roaring in rage. ಪ್ರಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಮಧ್ಯರಾತ್ರಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಎದ್ದಿದೆ, ಹಡಗು ಆ ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿ ಅಪಾಯವನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಾಗರ ಎಷ್ಟು ವೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಭೀಕರವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೋರಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಹಂಗ್ರಿ ಲಯನ್, ಹಸಿದ ಸಿಂಹದಂತೆ ಗರ್ಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಸ್, ದ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ he announced that they were lost. But the innocent little daughter of the captain reassures him by saying that God who protects on the land will save them on the sea too. ಹೌದು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಸೊ as I told you earlier, God is omnipresent. ಗಾಡು ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಯಾಮಿ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. So if the God saving us on the land, the same God will save on the water also ಅಂತ she tries to fill confidence in the sailors. By hearing her talk, all got some hope and prayed the God. They kissed the little maiden. Suddenly, the astonishing change occurred and the sailors anchored the ship safely in harbor when the morning was shining very clear. So that means, so the God might have been saved them and they safely reached the beach. Okay children, now let us appreciate the poem. Let us learn some figures of speech. Okay children, in this poem we have personification. What is personification? Personification giving an inanimate object or abstract notion a human like quality. ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಜೀವ ವಸ್ತುವಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಅಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಷನ್ಗೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋ ಹಾಗೆ, ನಡೆಯೋ ಹಾಗೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗಿರೋ ಅಂಥ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ಸಾನಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್. So I have taken one example for personification, which is a poem written by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud. So it's written by William Wordsworth. This poem brings the beauty and tranquility of nature to life. The daffodils are personified as crowd of people dancing. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕವಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಾಫೋಡಿಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಪರ್ಸಾನಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಜನಗಳ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್. See, one example is there, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. The daffodils are dancing in the breeze. So dancing is a quality of human beings, isn't it? Yes. Tossing their heads in sprightly dance. ತಲೆನ ಹೀಗೆ ಹಾಗೆ ತೂಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ. Okay, so this is also a human quality. The waves beside them danced. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎನ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ. So this is also an example for personification. Okay, now let us move to another figures of speech, that is synecdoche, a figure of speech in which a part is used for whole or the whole for a part. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಫಿಗರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಸಿನೆಕ್ಡಿಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ಇಡೀ ಶರೀರಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇಡೀ ಶರೀರವನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸಿನೆಕ್ಡಕಿ ಅಂತ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, a boy has been admitted to the hospital, the nurse says he is in good hands ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಮಗುನ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ he is in good hands, ಅವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೈಗಳು ಕಳ್ಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ ದ ಬಾಯ್ is looked after by good doctors, nurses and supporting staff ಅಂತ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸಸ್ new plans for education reforms. See here also, the Department of Education is an office. Okay, in that department thousands of peoples may work. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮನ್ನು ತರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ದ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ದ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಓಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ಇಡೀ ಶರೀರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳೋವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಹೋಲನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವಾಗಿ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಿನೆಕ್ಡಕಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಸ್ ದರ್, ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಅ ರೂಫ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಆ ರೂಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ವಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್? ಆ ರೂಫ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಹೌಸನ್ನು ಒಂದು ರೂಫ್, ಮೇಲ್ಛಾವಣಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಡೀ ಮನೆಯನ್ನು ಆ ಮೇಲ್ಛಾವಣಿ ಹೇಳೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, now we have some figures of speech in this poem. Let me know how far you have understood the figures of speech in this poem. Okay, first one, while the hungry sea was roaring. Come on, tell me, what is the figure of speech used here? Yes, personification, exactly correct. Okay, next example, and the breakers talked with death. ಅಲೆಗಳು ಸಾವಿನಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಂತೆ. Yes, this is also example for personification. Fine. Next one, not a soul would dare to sleep. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ a soul ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. a soul ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Yes, so it is synecdoche. Fine. Yes students, for examination 1 mark question will be on figures of speech. Okay, let us move to next example. Okay, midnight on the waters. What is the figure of speech used here? Come on, tell me. Yes, it is an imagery. Fine. Next one, captain staggered down the stairs. So what is the figure of speech used here? Yes, in this sentence also we can find imagery. Fine, exactly correct. Okay children, let us check your understanding. Okay, so dear children, this poem, as I told you, this poem is for memorization. So you will be asked for 4 marks question as a memorization. If he doesn't ask that question, you will be asked extract. Okay, so extract is for 3 marks. Yes, let us move to the extracts. We were crowded in the cabin, not a soul would dare to sleep. First question, who does we refers to? Fine, correct, the sailors. Fine. Next question, Why were they crowded? Yes, why all the sailors were crowded in the cabin? Fine. They were crowded in the cabin as the boat was caught in the storm. Exactly correct. Next question. Why did none of them dare to sleep? Yes, they were afraid. Fine. All the sailors were worried about storm and hence none dared to sleep. Next question. Tis a fearful thing in winter. Dear student, tis another actually it is anta. Tis another old form of English. Okay. So it is a fearful thing in winter. Okay. Question. What is a fearful thing in winter? Fine. A storm is a fearful thing in winter. Next question. Where did the fearful thing appear? The fearful thing appeared in the middle of the sea. Exactly correct. Next question. How does it affect the sailors? Come on, tell me. Yes, some of you are telling. Exactly correct. It affects the sailors both physically and emotionally. They were frightened and unable to sleep. Fine. Now let us move to the next question. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest held his breath. First question. Who does we refers to? We and rarely? Fine. Sailors. We refers to the sailors in the ship. Fine. Next question. What does stoutest mean in the context? Yes. Some of you are telling that brave. Fine. In this context, the stoutest means the strongest brave sailors. Fine. Next question. Why did he hold his breath? ಯಾಕೆ ಅವರು ಉಸಿರು ಬಿಗಿಡ್ದಿದ್ರು? Yes. He held his breath out of fear because the sea was roaring like a hungry sea. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಒಂದು ಹಸಿದ ಲಯನ್ ಥರ ಗರ್ಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. Yes. Next question. We are lost, the captain shouted. First question. What is the name of the poem? Correct. The Ballad of the Tempest. The name of the poem is Ballad of the Tempest. Next question. Who does the word we refers to? We refers to the group of sailors in that particular ship. Next question. Why did the captain shout? Yes, come on, tell me. Yes. ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ಎ ಟೆಂಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರೈಸ್ಡ್. ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಎದ್ದಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಫೈನ್. The large turbulent waves were coming towards the ship, so the captain shouted. But his little daughter whispered as she took his icy hand. ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಮಗಳು ಅವನ ಐಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡನ್ನು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊತಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ವೈ ಐಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಐಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ನವೆಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತದು? ಚಳಿಗಾಲದ ದಿನ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಫಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಕೂಲ್. ಭಯ ಆದಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಕೂಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಐಸ್. ಓಕೆ. ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಹೂಸ್ ಡಾಟರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಶಿ? ಕಮ್ ಆನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ. ಫೈನ್. Captain's daughter. She was captain's daughter. What did she say to him? Yes. Isn't God upon the ocean? Correct. Isn't God upon the ocean just the same as on the land? ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಅಪ್ಪ, ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲಿರೋ ದೇವರು ಸಾಗರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ವೇನಪ್ಪ? Yes. She tries to fill the confidence. Next question. What was the effect of her words? The crew members regained their faith, confidence and hope in God. Let us move to next question. Isn't God upon the ocean just the same as on the land? Question. Who is the speaker here? Correct. The little maiden. Yes. The captain's daughter is the speaker here. We can say little maiden or the captain's daughter. Next question. When does the speaker say this? Yes, when the captain was shouting desperately that they were lost. Next question. What does it mean? Idartha enu? Yes, we should have faith in God. It means that God is omnipresent and will protect his children on the land and ocean. Okay, let us move to next question. Then we kissed the little maiden and we spake in better cheer. Question is, who does we refers to? We refers to? Fine, sailors. Correct. We refers to the sailors. Next question. What made them kiss the little maiden? Yes. Should bring back their confidence. Fine. They kissed the little maiden because she brought hope to the sailors by saying that God would protect them. ದೇವರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಭರವಸೆಯನ್ನು ಮೂಡಿಸಿದ್ಲು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ. ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ದೇ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಚಿಯರ್ಫುಲ್? ಕಮ್ ಆನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ. ಎಸ್, ದ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಫೇತ್ ಇನ್ ಗಾಡ್ ರಿವೈವ್ಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಫೇತ್ ಟೂ. ದೇ ಗ್ರೂ ಹೋಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಚಿಯರ್ಫುಲ್. Okay, now let us move to the next question. And we anchored safe in harbor. Question. Who is we here? We andre yaru? Fine. The sailors in the ship. Why they were safe? Come on, tell me. Yes. The storm on the sea was calmed down, so they were safe. Fine. Now next question. How did it happen? Yes, so little daughter told that God is omnipresent. Yes, there might be miracle happened. Yes, it was a miracle and the innocent girl prayed the God, all prayed with belief in God. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ so God might have been helped them to reach safely to the shore. Now let us move to give one word for the following. Yes, this is also 1 mark question. A narrative composition in rhythmic verse suitable for singing. What it is called? Yes, ballad. Exactly correct. Next statement. A violent storm. Come on, tell me. Yes, tempest. Exactly correct. Now let us move to next question. A private room on a ship or boat. It is called as? Tell me. Yes, cabin. Fine. Now let us move to next question. To make a rapid succession of short, sharp noises. What it is called as? Yes. Oh, yes. Come on, tell me. Correct. Rattle. Exactly correct. Okay. Now let us move to next statement. A device of metal attached to a ship or boat by a cable and cast overboard to hold it in a particular place. What does it called? Yes, it is used to make the ship halt in the harbor. Come on, tell me. Yes, anchor. Exactly correct. Yes. So I hope you understood the poem very well. So now I will give you some questions. Yes. First question. Write in your own words the substance of the poem Ballad of the Tempest. Okay. Second question. When the captain shouted, "We are lost," how did his daughter react? Third question. The poet uses the phrase "the hungry sea." What can the reader imagine from this? ಏನನ್ನು ಊಹೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು? Yes, write it. Who made the crewmates cheer and how did she do it? Okay, so these are all the 4 questions. So you have to write the answer and should show to your subject teachers. I would like to give credit to these web sources which helped me to prepare the class. Okay, children, I hope you enjoyed the class very well. Thank you.